In the last episode, we finally arrived at our first house on the list, but the time we got there, it was nighttime and the main road to Coulter, our shelter, was not usable, so we got lost a bit, but we found our road again. Then we delivered to the second home. Theo had a tantrum, but completely feared he had something bothering him. We finally arrived at Coulter, slept super good, and went for our last delivery address, a farm very up north. It was a beautiful day, so we took our time and some fun under the sun. We found the farm and was ready to help people here. So we arrived at the farm. We had some food, meds and blankets to give to them and a horse to check. Normally these people travel with the horse to go to Coulter, but their horse got sick, so we were going to make sure that they have everything until their horse gets better. Alright. Hope it does. A little bit on the road. Alright, so the horses were settled in the pen and we got to the house. The cabin looked really nice. I was really looking for like a cave that way up north, but it was really nice cabin. After getting the necessities, we went to the barn. The horse had a little inflammation to his right front leg, so Alice said needed to give him anti-inflammatory meds by injection. And let me tell you that this horse didn't like it at all. Alice said just sting him and get out of here as soon as she could. Well, at least he didn't lose his fiery spirit. I took note that they could need more meds in their next necessities deliveries and make sure the rangers will not forget it at the next delivery round. After this, we just had to come back to Coulter. We arrived at Coulter as the night arrived upon us, but we noticed that a lot of boxes were out. We were quite curious about it, so we planned to ask about it after we put the horses in. Today we were very lucky. The lovely ice water snow freezing mix started right where we were going inside, so we felt very lucky. The horses were in their stables. We of course fed them and gave them an extra snack because they behaved very nicely today, and we made sure they were comfortable for the night. After this, we went to see one of the rangers outside, and he seems to say that they were preparing to leave tonight for some avalanches up west announced for tomorrow morning. So they were quite in the hurry and had a lot of things to move. As he was saying that, we heard the horses moving and neighing in the barn, so we checked them and they looked quite nervous. We didn't see anything unusual, but they were quite worried. And like horses have big instincts, so we decided to stick around and just outside next to the fire to make sure they were settling in for good. We didn't sleep a lot again this night. We took turns during the night to check on the horses that were very agitated. I was quite worried at this time because horses can sense avalanches and predators way better than us. So yeah, I was definitely not serene. But they looked physically good. They weren't hurt and they ate their breakfast nicely. So we prepared them and we were very, very eager to finally get back home. So yeah, we just wanted to get out of here. As I was checking Theo's stack, he started rearing a bit and throwing his head. So I tried to talk to him to calm him down. And at the same time, I heard Kiki neighing and I just saw Alisa being pushed, and so Kiki freaked out and pushed her against the fence, and so both horses were completely freaking out here, but we saw absolutely nothing. We were very confused, especially seeing Theo like this. It got me very worried. So we tried our best to calm them enough to get them out of the barn safely, because at that point it was just not calming them down. It was just getting them out of the barn safely. So we managed to calm them a bit and get them out, because obviously being in the barn made them very nervous. So we just did that and they relaxed pretty much immediately. So that was really cool, and then we were ready to go. We were ready to go and end this very long travel. I just wanted to get home and sleep for days or weeks or month. As we crossed the water, a storm started and we also heard an avalanche going, because yes, this trip wasn't stressful enough. It wasn't close, but the horses completely freaked out, and it's normal. Even tame horses are still wild animals, but they were very hard to calm down as the storm became even stronger. At some point, Kiki just took off and it panicked Theo. To be honest, I was completely overwhelmed between the storm, the avalanches, and the horses that were freaking out. Alisa did her best to stop Kiki, so I just put Theo away a bit to not be in her way. But Kiki started to buck and Alisa were completely out of strength and just fell down. And Kiki accidentally kicked her while she was falling. I got very worried when I saw Alisa standing and then lose her balance immediately. But she said to me to go for Kiki, so I just started to chase her. But I took the decision to stop and make sure that Alisa was okay, because she had a very bad fall and kick. I took Alisa on Theo's back to went after Kiki. Her leg hurt and she was still in shock after the fall, but she was still talking and could move without too much pain. More we were going, more was regretting not going after Kiki, because she didn't stay nearby as I thought she would, and we had no idea where she was. We saw some tracks on the way that gave us some leads on where she could be, but we didn't saw her for a very long time. At some points we just saw some fresh tracks on the ground, so we followed them, somewhat certain that it was our mule's hooves. And it was! After 2 hours of research, we finally found a mule on ice on a lake. Oh my god, like this trip couldn't get any worse. So we approached Kiki gently. We certainly didn't want to scare her again. She looked quite agitated. So Alyssa told me she wanted to go and check her. I was worried, but she assured me she was okay to do this. I was watching her very carefully, going on that ice talking to Kiki, and she managed to get her back safely. I think we finally started to breathe correctly after this. Alyssa went on Kiki's back like nothing happened. Even if it's our job, I was very impressed by Alyssa at that time. We had lost a bit of our main road again, but we mostly lost some time, and nighttime was getting closer and we had no idea where we could sleep. Kiki seemed better, a bit tired, so we definitely wanted to find some shelter nearby. So I went on a cliff to see if I saw anything, and I saw some cabins down, so I told Alyssa that I found something, wishing that we could stay there for the night.